Any other announcements?
Only one.
Now, hold on. All right, Steve-Bud, yeah.
Good morning, homeboy.
So my thought of the day is going to be on financial literacy. Make sure you pay your bills. Thank you. Seriously though, my thought of the day, I put a lot of preparation into this, so hopefully I remember what I was wanting to say. But my thought of the day is being present. Not just physically, being in the space. So I heard somebody say that the truth can hurt you, or the truth can change you. And there was a question associated with that. And that question was, do you want to be happy? My answer was, hell yeah. Yeah, I want to be happy. But for me, my childhood created an addiction to pain, an addiction to suffering. Drug abuse, my entire family, myself at a young age. Emotional abuse from being in dysfunctional relationships. Physical violence. Either I was receiving it or I was dishing it out. Neglect and abandonment by both of my parents, which left me with a lot of emotions. Anger, hurt, frustration, feeling undesirable, unwanted, hate, fear, and loneliness. For most of my life, I've allowed my past to define who I am. And so for most of my life, I've lived in a depressed state. And I remember one day deciding I was going to try to follow in my father's footsteps, even though I couldn't stand him for most of my life. And so I decided I was going to go be a janitor just like he was. At least that's what my birth certificate said, that he was a janitor. So after being a janitor for a few years, come to find out that my father probably never held a job a day in his life. So now as I'm looking towards my future, I'm feeling lost because I felt like I didn't have an identity. And so for me, my future haunted me. Because now my future for me looked unsecure, uncertain. I had a lot of fear and I was hopeless. And I felt undeserving of a future because I embraced the term lowlife. And someone asked me one day, they said to me, maybe you're asking yourself the wrong question. Maybe you shouldn't be asking yourself how you're going to get there. But you should be asking yourself, are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And so later on, I came to a realization that I can't change my past, but I can change the way that I deal with things, that I dealt with things in the past, and that'll impact my future. I don't no longer have to be addicted to pain or addicted to suffering. And I'll leave you with this. So there's a story about a panda. Yeah, I watch cartoons. It's called Kung Fu Panda, and I love it. And it's the first one. And there's a scene where the panda is at what they call the peach tree of wisdom. And he has a mouth full of peach. But ironically, he's not getting any wisdom as he's eating all these peaches. So his Kung Fu master approaches and they start to have a conversation. And in this conversation, he says to the panda, says, you seem to eat a lot when you're in pain. And the panda immediately goes into denial. You know, and so then, out of an act of love, his Kung Fu master switches the question up. And he says, so why are you in pain? And it was at that moment that the panda felt noticed. He felt that someone cared enough to ask him about what he was going through. And so he immediately let down his guard. And he started to express himself. And he started to talk about why he shouldn't be the Kung Fu master because of his past. And he started to compare himself to everybody else that was a Kung Fu master. And he started to say, oh, I had the worst day in the history of Kung Fu, you know, and things like kept going on about himself. Oh, I don't know how they're going to change me into the Kung Fu master. I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. And his Kung Fu master walked up to him and he said to him, you are too concerned about what was and what will be. There is a saying that yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. And that's why they call it the present. So today, I have a gift for every one of you. And that gift is the gift of being present. Thank you.